Okay, so I just got back from work, and I've been in for quite a long shift. And one of my colleagues said something to me this morning that kind of sort of rung some bells, really, with regard to our jobs and our businesses and the similarities and stuff. But she said to me, "You're a jack of all trades." And I thought that was interesting, actually, because in my work, actually, as a matter of fact, and as we all have to do with where I work, we are actually a jack of all trades. We're expected to do many different jobs. For example, there's putting the stock out, we're doing the tills, we're putting the bakery out, and so on and so forth, and we're decarding, deboxing, and all manner of other different, simple tasks, simple jobs that need doing around the store. So it's not just me, obviously, but it kind of made me think, actually, that this kind of, it's sort of, in a sense, bears some similarities to being an entrepreneur, because you're kind of doing, you kind of have to be doing every job in a sense, especially when you first start off. Obviously, when you get to a later stage, you're able to kind of outsource those tasks. But definitely in the first interim stages of your business, of your entrepreneurship, you're really having to do all of those different jobs with regard to your business, your kind of accounting, your advertising, marketing, whatever it is you're doing. So there's many different jobs that you have to do in a sense, and yeah, it's kind of crazy how that works. But yeah, so we're all kind of a jack of all trades, and there was a secondary term to that saying, and it's master of none. But that's kind of a derogative kind of term, really, in a sense. But I guess in some respects it does bear true with regard to you have to kind of, there are some things, obviously, you have to master, in a sense, and to master those things you really have to have your whole and complete attention. So with regard to deciding on something that you want to advertise, or want to not want to advertise, but with regard to something that you're going to basically aim your business at, like, for example, maybe it could be to do with self-help or coaching, or being something with life coach, or it could even be selling a certain product, maybe an audio product or a speaker or whatever it might be, or even if it's uh, maybe a kind of a skill that you've developed, a skill that you have, or even a hobby that you've developed. Maybe it could be something to do with fitness. You have to kind of be, in a sense, on that. You have to kind of be a master at what you do. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, the similarities between the job, maybe between the job that you do, and also your work as an entrepreneur. And I think, without realizing it, most of the time, we are really mastering lots of different jobs in everything we do. So it's not just our entrepreneurship. So in a sense, this is the question that I want to ask. If you can master a job or a set of jobs in your work, or maybe you've had a number of different jobs where you've had to learn new skills, then in a sense, it should be fairly easy to kind of mass those skills over to what you're doing, and use your ability to adapt consciously, rather than actually just adapting to a certain job for the sake of adaptation, because you have to. So rather than doing it out of necessity, you can now obviously choose to do it with intention and with meaning. So that's kind of interesting, I think. But yeah, I mean, with regard to that, take those, take the skills that you have, in a sense, or your own ability, and just kind of recognize that you have those skills, and that you still can change, you still can adapt. But with the journey in entrepreneurship, you now have the skill sets and the knowledge to be able to observe and know how you're doing that, and also to acquire new knowledge, so that in a sense, you're always challenging yourself. So it doesn't necessarily become easier, but it does become more of a kind of a natural reflex action. So that's my kind of share for today. I hope it's been valuable, and I hope that you've received some value from it. So take it easy, guys, and I'll speak to you very soon.